Hi, welcome to a Mr. Uff podcast. This is at hashtag Mr. Uff TV. Very quick analysis of performance podcast for students at GCSE PE. Okay, as you know, analysis performance is a big chunk of your GCSE PE grade, and I'm going to try and get this podcast done ASAP. Okay, so there's three ways of doing it. Okay, presentation, which is PowerPoint. No words on the PowerPoint, all pictures. You still need to know it off by heart. The second way of doing it is question and answer, where I and the examiner will ask you questions, so you still really need to know it off by heart. You still need some sort of video footage with that. And the final way of doing it is written document, which is like a written essay, really detailed, because it needs to be sent off to the examiner 4 or 5 weeks before the exam date. And you also need the hyperlinks of your videos. Okay, so on your title screen you do need your name, your candidate number, maybe with the activity that you're looking at and the technique you're looking at. Section 1 of your analysis performance is rules, regulations and terminology. Okay, so it's all the rules and terms that are used in your specific sport. So you need to make sure you are using the right terms. Okay, so things that the officials would use. How does a game restart? If somebody breaks a rule, what happens to them? So in athletics, if they're running in 100 meters, what happens if they step out the lane? If somebody bites somebody in football, what happens to them? Okay, so you do need to know about that. You need to know about the discipline rules behind that as well. You also need to know the different rules at different levels. So is there a different rule at professional level compared to a different rule at, say, the level that we play here locally? Is there different rules determined on age group or gender or weight? So you need to be aware of those as well. For me, this is out of 4 marks. You should know your sport well enough to get 4 marks out of 4. Okay, on this section, you need a video of the perfect model. So an elite performer performing the specific skill that you have selected at a really high level. Now, you don't have to have a video. You can just describe it if you like, but it needs to be a very, very detailed description in both ways. So if you're doing football and you're doing free kicks, Ronaldo is a good example. Okay, if you're doing rugby and you're doing tackling, okay, you might have Sonny Bill Williams doing the tackle. Okay, so it's something along those lines. You need to really have a very good perfect model, not a role model, the perfect technique, okay, of somebody doing that skill. Okay, you need to break that skill down into a number of sections. Okay, so the preparation phase, the actual execution phase, the recovery phase. Okay, the words here in green, okay, and this is a rounders example, are the key words that you would use. So if you look at that, okay, you can see flexion, extension, and the types of movement, all of those different sections. Those are the things that you would be expected to know and say. If you say the knee is bent, you'll get a mark, but you're not going to get top marks. Okay, the knee is the leg is flexed at the knee. All right, so you do need that sort of information. Same with bones and muscles. Okay, don't use words like quads. You need to use words like quadriceps. Okay, if you really want to show off, say biceps femoris instead of hamstring. Little things that you will need to know. Okay, on this section here, this is the video that you have made. Okay, the video of yourself or video of somebody that you have created. You do need to put this into context. So the person's name, hello, this is Harry. He's 15 years old. He plays football for school and for North Molton. His position is right back. Okay, this is the level he has always played. Something along those lines. Okay, you do need to put it in context. You just need to explain the skill that they're doing. Okay, and he's taking a free kick towards goal on his right foot. Then you play the video. You can play the video as many times as you like, and you analyse that video. This bit is good, this bit's bad. And that's what this section is. Okay, you have identified from the video that you have taken, the video you have made, the strengths of the performer and the weaknesses. Okay, ideally 1, maybe 2 strengths. Weaknesses, you're looking at 2, maybe 3 weaknesses. Okay, you might come up with 4 or 5. That's fantastic. Okay, but weaknesses. Again, the sections in green is key terminology. Okay, what is the key words, the official words that you would use? Okay, not is his foot is all wrong. Okay, what is wrong with his foot? It's in the wrong position. It is plantar flexion rather than extension. Okay, so you do need to have those sort of keywords. Remember, you can practice this. You've got plenty of time to practice this and get it right. Now, this section here. Okay, so hopefully this is still recording. This section here, it could be used for any games. Okay, so football, rugby. This could be passes attempted, passes completed, and then an average. Okay, it would be useful to have something like this in your activities and in your presentation or PowerPoints as well. But it'd be worth having a look at that. Okay, just scrolling down. Now you have now identified a number of weaknesses. You do need to identify 3 main weaknesses that you are going to be working on and why. Okay, so that's on this section. Now for this section, you do need to identify the skill related components that would make this person, your video, of this person, okay, a better athlete in that activity. So there's an example there about swimming, okay. Now for me, if you identified all of the skill related components and how they were important to that person, you're going to get top marks. You do need a minimum of 4, okay, but really you're looking at getting all of them, okay. Same with this section, health related exercise. If you can identify all 5 components of fitness and how all 5 would make that person a better performer, and how they make that person a successful performer, you're going to be doing very well. Okay, remember, you're going to need to know this off by heart, really. Section 4 talks about tactics and practices. So you've identified 3 weaknesses. You need to come up with practices and drills and training sessions that are going to make those 3 weaknesses better. Now for me, you need to have 2 practices per weakness. So you're looking at 6 altogether. More the better. Now you can bring in resources. You can bring in tackle bags or footballs or whatever, little cones to sort of show what your drill would look like. Maybe draw the drill, put it on a PowerPoint behind you, not a problem. Have a whiteboard, draw it, but you need to talk through it. Okay, it would be good to say how you're going to know they've improved. Okay, so maybe you do a test at the beginning and a test at the end to say how they've improved. You know, penalty competition at the beginning, penalty competition at the end. Have they scored more penalties? Yes, they must have improved. Okay, but you do need to have a number of practices or drills that are going to support your weaknesses, okay, and make those weaknesses better. The final section, section 5, is about your PEP, your personal exercise program that you're doing in fitness training. So this is why your PEP's important. It ties into 2 areas, okay. The key areas again are in green. All right, so in your PEP you have already identified the sport that you are linking your PEP to, and this should be the same sport you're doing Enhanced Performance on. If it's not, you need to change that ASAP. But you do need to identify the training methods that are most important to that performer. Now that might not be in your PEP, but you do need to say which training methods are most important to your performer that you have videoed. You do need to identify the fitness tests that are most important to that performer as well. Okay, why are they that important? Okay, you do need to identify the principles of training that this performer would use to become a more successful participant in that activity. And finally, you do need a section on goal setting. Okay, you should be able to find those in your purple books. You certainly find them on the VLE, GCSE PE, step-by-step PowerPoints, and again you can email me or Edmodo me and we can go through those as well, but they're also in all the activities you've done. This very final slide is how you're being assessed. As I've already said, it's 12% of your final grade. Okay, that is a whole grade. Okay, so if you're on a C, it'll push you to a B, B to an A to an A star, D to a C. So very important. These are the marks. So it's each section is out of 4. This bit is about rules and terminology. Okay, very simple. You should be able to know the rules of your sport, and you should know the correct terminology of sport. This bit is about your perfect model and your video. What are the strengths and what are the weaknesses of the video you've done? What are the things that the perfect model does very well? This bit here is the weaknesses, okay, of the person doing the technique that you have videoed. These are the weaknesses, and these are the 3 things that I've identified that we're going to work on, the 3 main weaknesses. This bit here, these are the drills that you will use, okay, to make this person a better performer. And finally, okay, this is how my PEP is tied in with my analysis of performance. These are the training program to make this person's fitness better. Okay, so plans and strategies, skill related, the actual skills, okay, this bit and the PEP, okay, this one here is about the actual fitness training of that person. Any questions, Edmodo and me? There's plenty of information out there, okay. You can email me at all lowercase r.fendel, that's UFFENDELL at smcc.devon.sch.uk. You can tweet me, and that is at smcc_PE_department, which is DEPT, okay, or Edmodo me, okay. Really work hard on this because this is in your control. You can produce a really piece of coursework, and if you've got any questions, please ask me. Well done. Thanks for watching. Hashtag Mr. F TV. Dig in. We're almost there. Hashtag Mint.